The Weather Extreme video. This is the afternoon edition for Tuesday, June 20th. I'm James Spann. All eyes are on Tropical Storm Cindy in the Gulf of Mexico. That promises to bring the threat of heavy rain, flooding, dangerous surf, rip currents, maybe a few tornadoes to parts of the Deep South over the next 48 hours or so. And let's focus on that. Here we go. There's the water vapor satellite view. And again, you can clearly see our system in the Gulf. The deeper moisture extending well to the east. And a big old nasty heat bubble across the southwestern states where they are baking. That was a radar at 217. The big rain shield with Cindy is basically along and south of a line from near Sweetwater to Prattville to Wetumpka, Auburn, and Opelika. To the north, we have scattered showers along Interstate 20, but again, that big rain mass sitting over South Alabama this afternoon. And of course, with the rain and clouds, it's way below average. Over the southern two-thirds of the state, it's only 75 at Anniston, but up north, Muscle Shoals at 87, where they have some sunshine today. And speaking of sunshine, I probably picked up about 1.2 million photographs of sun halos today. That's kind of awesome. That's caused by high cirrus clouds out ahead of the tropical storm. Those are ice crystals at about 25,000 feet. They refract the light, making the circle. Flash flood watches for parts of southeast Louisiana, South Mississippi, South Alabama, the Florida Panhandle, and southwest Georgia, and also parts of North Georgia, including Atlanta. Some of the cities in the flash flood watch would include Fort Morgan, Dauphin Island, Gulf Shores, Destin, Pensacola, Panama City Beach, Port St. Joe, Tallahassee, Dothan, Monroeville, Evergreen. And they might pull that thing northward. They probably will at some point for tomorrow and or Thursday. And around the nation, again, the Southwest is baking. Those are all heat warnings for the deserts where they're just on fire. And we are thankful we are not involved with that. We'll check the convective outlooks. This is for the rest of today and tonight. We have a marginal risk for Mobile and Baldwin counties over into the Florida Panhandle down to St. George Island. In fact, St. George Island had this today. This was a waterspout that ultimately moved on shore as a tornado. That was at about 9 o'clock this morning. To my knowledge, there was no significant damage there, but I'm afraid we're going to see more and more of these over the next 2 days as Cindy moves inland and this deep shear sets up across the Gulf Coast region. But again, a marginal risk for the Gulf Coast for the rest of this afternoon. And tonight we got the standard slight risk over on the Mississippi coast into southeast Louisiana. That includes New Orleans. This is tomorrow, a marginal risk again for parts of the Gulf Coast region, Mobile, Baldwin counties, over to about Panama City. The standard slight risk to the west. This is day 3, which is Thursday. We got a marginal risk for much of Mississippi, Louisiana, South Arkansas. I would imagine they'll pull that into Alabama and that we could see a few isolated tornadoes here on Thursday, again with a deep shear setting up on the east side of the tropical system. We've seen a number of cases where we do have small tornadoes, and I wouldn't be shocked if we had some on Thursday. And boy, those things are hard to catch. It is playing whack-a-mole. The big story, though, it's the rain. Huge numbers east of the circulation center. Most of Alabama is going to wind up with 3 to 5 inches from this thing. This, by the way, coming from WPC, and the bullseye is centered right at the Alabama-Mississippi state line of over 1 foot of rain with this. And you can see potential for Mobile to pick up a foot, Gulf Shores to pick up 10 inches. And obviously, this could produce some very significant flooding. Amounts of 3 to 6 inches to Panama City and Apalachicola. So that's going to be the big issue. Hey, let's not forget we have another tropical system. This is Brett. Tropical Storm Brett is packing winds of 40 miles an hour in the Caribbean. Very disorganized, very low latitude. And this thing is expected to dissipate later this week in the South Caribbean. But again, here's a look at Cindy Lou. You can see that the center is exposed, the circulation center there, with the storms well to the east. In fact, we'll roll the GOES 16 satellite loop. And boy, this is going to be fantastic. We can't wait for this thing to technically get operational here. But this is going to provide some amazing images of these tropical systems. But, we don't want people focusing on the center line, the lowest pressured track. That doesn't make any sense. The main impact is going to be anywhere from 300 to 600 miles east of that thing. This is the official track on Cindy coming from the Hurricane Center. Moves in inland around the Sabine Pass Thursday morning, but the big problem's way to the east. Heavy rain and flooding, the coast of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, the Florida Panhandle, and heavy rain well inland into Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia. Flash flooding could be a problem as far north as the Tennessee Valley by Thursday evening. Hey, everybody across the Deep South should be aware flooding is a very real possibility with this thing, and again, the chance of a few isolated tornadoes, especially on Thursday. This is coming from the WPC guys. This is the rain directly associated with Cindy, and again, it's got the bullseye just to the south of Mobile. And this map's a little misleading. The green, most people think of light rain. The green on this map, that's 2 to 4 inches. That's a lot of rain. But the red, that's 10 to 15 inches over Mobile and Baldwin counties. And again, very significant flooding will be likely here. So we'll look at the modeling. This is the GFS, the 12Z run, valid tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. Troughing over the northeastern states, helping to pull Cindy north. Down below that, Cindy should be south of Lake Charles. And a very deep plume of moisture across the Gulf Coast region, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, the Florida Panhandle. Those precipitable water values are sky high, about 99th percentile for the middle part of June. So obviously, periods of rain tomorrow. Rain could be heavy at times. Same thing Thursday. Cindy is sitting on the Texas-Louisiana border. Periods of rain, some thunder, rain heavy at times, flash flooding a possibility pretty much statewide. And again on Thursday, keep in mind, there could be a few isolated tornadoes. They're going to be small and short-lived, but those things are dangerous, and we have to watch for those. Now, Friday, Cindy dissipates, and again, the weather should start to improve a little bit. Showers and storms become more scattered, but still, I think it's going to rain a pretty decent chunk of the day Friday. And if you're headed down to the Gulf Coast, the weather, we've been saying this, the weather's going to improve Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're not saying it's going to be just rain-free. Look, there's a chance of a storm every day in the summer on the Gulf Coast. That's just the nature of the beast. But it will be more typical weather for this time of the year. This is Saturday. And again, a pretty good field of moisture here. So scattered to numerous showers and storms across the Deep South, but the sun should be out at times. But Sunday, dry air begins to creep in here from the north. And if this is right, Sunday would be brighter and drier, with showers becoming more scattered and mainly across the southern half of the state. And then Monday, much of Alabama in a dry air mass. Monday would be a little less humid, the sky mostly sunny with highs in the mid to upper 80s. And look at the trough a week from today, Tuesday, June 27th. And if that's right, it would be mostly sunny and pleasant. Here's the end of the forecast period, the end of next week, Friday, June 30th, troughing to the north. And that looks pretty dry. Check the numbers. You can see temperatures well below average in the short term because of the clouds and rain. In fact, we could stay in the 70s really tomorrow and Thursday easily. But as we get into July, we'll probably see low 90s creeping back in here, but no sign of any excessively nasty heat. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this afternoon. We'll have notes in the blog. The next video here by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. You can catch us this evening on ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great evening, and God bless.